Peace. Good morning, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. It is the 1st of November, first day of the month. It is a Tuesday, so it's the first Tuesday of the month. So a lot of firsts today. The first of the month, the first Tuesday of the month. And I would like to give you your first good morning. However it was, if somebody else said good morning to you, well, it's the second. If somebody hasn't said good morning to you, well, it's the first. Y'all know how it be. Good morning, Miss Anderson. Good morning, Miss Myrick. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So definitely today, this need to be shared, this live. So take this live and share it. Drop it in the Facebook group or drop it on your storyline because today we're going to be talking about the key to life, right? We're going to be talking about the key to life. And I think that this is going to bless somebody in going forward. They're going to learn a little bit more about something that they either probably already heard of or they haven't heard of, but you're going to hear this. You're going to get it today. You're going to get that work, as they say. Uh, so yeah, it's going to touch some things and it's going to open some eyes to some things because it helped me out when I learned about what's the key to life. And I was talking with my son today. Peace. Good morning. I don't know if I should call you Jims or Queenie. You know, you changed your name like Kanye West, like yay. So Queenie, formerly known as Queenie, she's now Jims of Jim. So for those that know, Queenie, as she shows up, she was Queenie at first. Now she's Jims. Well, we're gonna call you G2. Gems with the gems. We're gonna call her G2 today. So I'm Mr. R2. She's Miss G2. So we thank her for being here. Like always, we're always going to start in a spirit of gratitude, and we're always going to start uh, just giving life to those who are in the room, and to those who are coming in the room. We appreciate you 1,000%. And everybody that's watching on YouTube, I thank you as well. If you're listening on a podcast distribution, whether it is iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is that you listen to it on, this is for you. So again, thank you as always. Uh the key to life. It's not hard. It really isn't. It really isn't. It really is not. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start a little bit different today. I want you to just breathe. Um so every Monday I go down to Wise High School down in the Pflugerville area, and I have like 7 students that I mentor, and I go down there intentionally because I want to be an effective leader, an effective person as well. And I was teaching them how to do mindful breathing yesterday, and of course, it was weird to them. You're a student, you're young, you're 16, 17, and someone that you've never seen before now is telling you about breathing techniques, and it was like, I don't know what's going on. I felt confused, but at the end of the session, it was like it showed me that I can calm down. So that was beneficial for them. So we're gonna be talking about some breathing techniques today. Now I'm just playing. Key to life. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The key to life. Put life in the chat. LIFE. Life. We're talking about the key to life. Put LIFE inside of the chat. A lot of time, life is really about listening. Like, are you listening to yourself? Right? Sometimes it's easier for us to listen to a lot of other people, but we don't really listen to ourselves because you know that you can talk to yourself just like you should be able to listen to yourself. You can talk to a lot of other people, but a lot of times we don't feel that we need to talk to ourselves in order for us to hear ourselves, to get better for ourselves. Because when we get better for ourselves, we get better for a lot of other people who need us to be good. They need us to be great. So go ahead and share it. Once you share this live, put done inside the chat. Then we're going to start, because I think today is just so needed and so necessary. Overall, it's needed and necessary. All right, here we go. All right, like always, you're going to get definitions, words, etymologies. And in the definition of words, you're going to get red over white or white over red. If I say red over white, pay attention to the words that are in red. If I say white over red, pay attention to the words that are in white. I think it's important to always find words and find the definition of words and then find the origin of words, because a lot of times you don't know what those words are going to do to you, especially if you haven't searched the origin and the definition of it. All right, so definition of life, this is what it says. The condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity of growth, reproduction, functional activity, and continual change preceding death. I'm gonna read that again. I'm gonna break it down. The condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity for growth, reproduction, functional activities, and continual change preceding death. So the inversion that I want you to pay attention to is white over red. White over red says the condition that distinguishes the capacity for growth and continual change. I mean, this is in the definition. This is something that you can look up yourself. All I did was look at the definition and I made it a lot more relevant to 2022. It says the condition that distinguishes the capacity for growth and continual change. That's life. So what distinguishes you in your life? Like, what are you doing for you? What are you doing to you? What are you saying to you? What capacities do you have for growth? Or have you even grown at all? What distinguishes where you were and where you are? What conditions have you found yourself in, or what conditions have you set that distinguishes your past from your future, or your present from your future? Because remember, like we spoke about this past week, your future you is listening to your present you. So what is distinguishing those two things? Like, what is the sound that you're telling yourself? And there is some continual growth and there is some continual change, because change is the inevitable only faced by those who are willing to understand or to comprehend or to distinguish the capacity of growth. And the next definition, it says the period between the birth and the death of a living thing, especially a human being. So the inversion is red over white, which is the period between the birth and the death. That's life. The one thing that we all will receive is death. That is the continual action that will always happen, because the thing that lives will always die. But not everybody is going to live, because you can be presently alive and still not live. But it's the period between birth and death. That's what we're going to tap in today, is to what is the key to life? Like, what is that period between birth and death? What do I do between my birth and my death? And we're going to open that door. We're going to bust that door wide open. And the next definition is said the period during which something inanimate or abstract continues to exist, function, or be valid. And the inversion that I want you to pay attention to is white over red, which is the period during which something continues to exist, function, or be valid. Again, we're talking about a period. Because previously it said the period between life, the period between birth and death. And this is talking about the period during which something continues to exist, function, or be valid. Like, what's happening within your period? Like, what's happening between that space of now and the development of tomorrow? There is something that has to take place, because if it does not take place, then what? That period, trust me, that void can be filled with a lot of stuff that you know that you shouldn't say, be doing, or developing, or something that just should not be. And the key to life is discovery. So I was talking with my son this past weekend, and um, I was going for a walk at Lions Park here in Killeen City Park. And he was talking, he was speaking, and he was like, Dad, um, I never knew how resilient I really was. The stuff that I was going through at work and things like that. And I never knew how resilient I was. And I was like, well, do you know the key to life? He was like, no. Well, he said something crazy. My son he'll say some foolishness like real quick. And I was like, no, boy, it's not that. And I said the key to life is in your discovery. I said, because when you begin to figure out how resilient you were, that means you discovered your inner strength. So discovery, it says finding a new knowledge within an existing realm. Because remember, in the definition of life, it talked about that period between the and the death. And that period can be filled or fulfilled when you find that existing realm. What you find in that existing realm. Because discovery, it says the definition of discovery is finding of new knowledge within an existing realm. And the inversion I want you to pay attention to is red over white, which is finding within an existing realm. That means that realm has always existed, but when are you going to discover the you that you are? When are you going to discover the moment that you're in? Because the period already exists. Like, his level of resiliency has always been there. I mean, I've instilled and pushed a lot of that in him in order for him to acknowledge. I used to tell him all the time, I said, you're smarter than what you think you are. I see the who that you are inside of you. He never really understood it. He was like, I don't get it. I don't see what you see. But honestly, as a father is going to see something that is in his child before the child actually begins to discover it himself. Because in life, again, there is a period when you are birthed and when you are no longer physically alive, which is within death. And you fill that void with discovery, full of discovery. And the second definition of discovery, this is a scientific definition. The other one was really sociology. And it says discovery gives scientists the opportunity to take risks needed to tackle the unknown. That's the same thing that we do in our lives, right? Of course, we can wipe out the scientist part. And the inversion, of course, is white over red, which is the opportunity to take risks needed to tackle the unknown. How do you know that you are as resilient as you are until you take the opportunity to take the risk to tackle the unknown? How did you know that you could start a business until you tackled the unknown and you begin to discover what it was to do it for yourself? So now you have filled that void with discovery. You have begun to open more doors or to open your mind to things that are new because you have taken the opportunity and to risk to tackle the unknown. That's the key to life. Like, for real, for real. I mean, think about it. Think about it on your own. Like, what have you discovered about yourself? Whatever trust me, it's not about age. It is not about age because you can be 41 and still haven't discovered who you are. You can be 55 and still haven't discovered who you are. Because within your discovery, you begin to what? You begin to acknowledge what your true purpose is. You begin to acknowledge that in my lifetime, I've learned how to discover who that I am. And I wish it didn't take me so long to get to this age to my discovery, but I am grateful for what I've learned about myself throughout my discovery. Like you may be in that period right now. Some people say the aha moment. The aha moment is really your discovery. It's like, wow, it clicks inside of your head and your mind and your eyes are able to see and you're able to show yourself that not only did this happen, I can do it again because it was in the fabrics of my discovery. Like every day, there are things that you can find more out about yourself. The thing that makes you happy, the things that shoot makes you cry, the things that that just makes you feel at ease or that place or that space to where it allows you to be comfortable or acknowledge or knowledgeable about who you are and how you think and how you process your thoughts. It can happen, but it only happens when you're willing for that thing to happen. Right? Now, when that thing really begins to happen for you, there is, it's like a mind blowing experience that really taps into that new existence. Because remember, it said that discovery is the findings of a new knowledge within the existing realm. That means it was always there. That period between your life and your death, how many different findings are you going to have that is existing within the realm that you're, that becomes your responsibility. So let's take this dive. Let's take this deep dive. We're going to dive a little bit more deeper. Our discovery helps us live more meaningful lives because we've discovered something about ourselves. Whether it was something that took a while and we are finally getting it, it's okay because that's your discovery. That's nobody else's discovery but your own. Because it's yours. It's your existing realm. Because you begin to learn how to take better care of yourself when you understand yourself. I'm going to say that again for that person who needed to hear that. Your discovery will teach you how to take better care of yourself when you understand yourself. That is within your discovery. That is that aha moment, which is really one word: discovery. I have discovered that I am more happier when I do this. I have discovered that I'm now taking better care of myself because I want to do that. That is within your discovery. Because even within your discovery, it would tell you to stop comparing yourself with other people because you begin to learn to see how unique you really are and how unique your journey is. Because again, you're still falling between that space or that period between the who that you are and the where that you're going. And you acknowledge how unique that you are in your own existing realm. I'm just giving you definitions and making it a lot more relevant for you. Because all these definitions that I've shown you today, it is already out there. It's in the dictionary until you discover it. Until you discover it. Because discovery even begins to show you compassion and grace in order for you to improve levels of self-love. Because it really allows you to be at peace, like within yourself. When you discover that it's me that makes me happy, it's me that makes me a lot more wiser, it's me that makes me a lot more intelligent, it's me that have discovered my study habits. That's your discovery. I don't care how many recommendations other people give you on how to develop, you know, good study habits. You're going to have to discover it for yourself. Like, this makes it work. I have to write it down, I don't know, 50, 11 times before I remember it. Whatever it is within your discovery. And let me tell you what discovery is, right? Discovery is living life more intentionally, according to your own personal values, beliefs, goals. Your discovery will turn your maybes into yes. It will turn your I should into I must. And once you found out what your discovery is, it will then help you figure out what you want to do in your life. Because it's going to fill those within that existing realm. It exists. It already exists, because if you're alive and you're able to see me, you haven't reached the other realm of death yet. So what are you going to do right now? The realm exists. Remember, it said finding of new knowledge within an existing realm. So because it already exists, that means you have to go find it. I was speaking with someone, I think it was maybe about a month ago. Yeah, it was last month. And I was telling him that a lot of people talking about the low hanging fruit. And I told him, I said, what if your fruit is not the fruit that hangs low? What if your fruit is a fruit that's high? And I said, you got to discover where the ladder is. And when you discover where the ladder is, it'll help you reach that new height that you desire. Because not everybody is supposed to eat the low hanging fruit. That may not be the desires of your heart. It may be the one that nobody can touch. It may be the one that jokers can't run and jump and slap down. It may be the one that's going to take you to a higher level, or something that you have to work towards. Find your ladder, or learn how to climb a tree. And just remember, The key to life is in your discovery. Like, what have you discovered about you this year? I mean, yeah, it's already the 11th month of the year, but what have you discovered about you this year that you can speak to your future you, to tell your future you, I'm coming. I'm coming for everything that's mine. I'm coming for everything that I worked on. I'm coming for everything that I work towards. I'm coming from everything that is within my existing realm, because I'm going to go and make my maybes into a yes. I'm going to go and make my I should into I must. It is a change of mind. It is a new process of thought. It is a new development, because within my realm of my new existing, or within my existing realm, my new developments will only come about only after I have discovered it. That's like change. Change only happens once you discover what needs to be changed. All right, that's enough. Hey, y'all take this live and allow somebody else to discover what the key to life really is. I mean, you can say all that you want to say. This ain't about no religion, none of that stuff. Hey, you, what's up? It said Facebook user, but I know who that is. I know your vernacular, Miss Nisi. Discovery is real life. Key to life is discovery. I get it. You want to put a religion on it and stuff like that. It's not about that. It's about living real life in your discovery, and living who you are in your discovery. And when you discover you, nobody can take that away from you, because you've learned about you. And that's all that matters. You learning about you, because you have fulfilled that void, or you have filled that void in that existing realm. And the reason why it says existing realm, that means it was always there, but you have to go and find it. All right, that's enough. All right. Man, y'all be blessed. And I want y'all to take this and share it. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to Consistency is Currency YouTube. Go to Consistency is Currency on iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Anchor, all of those digital platforms, and go ahead and subscribe. This is the 226th episode of Consistency is Currency. Trust and believe. It takes some consistency to get to 226. How long am I going to do it? I don't know, until it's time for me to go do something else, whatever it is. Because my superpower is inspiration. That's my superpower. That's my word. Like, you got love languages. My superpower is inspiration. That's mine. But hey, y'all be blessed. And I'll see you tomorrow right here at 7:30 at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. I'm Mr. R2. Y'all be blessed. Don't just listen to me say share it. Share it. I know you heard it. Discover that you can listen to. Now I'm just playing. All right. Y'all be blessed. Peace.